So I released the list of my top 10 movies of 2023, and the link is in the description below. Let's dig into that. The next one is number 5 is You Are So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah. It's a teenage movie actually. It's a high school movie, and I watched many of the high school movies. It has a fun environment, and I'm pretty sure that many of you do as well. But this one was kind of cool, because I kind of feel like it's kind of felt sometimes that so many stories have been told about high school that when a new teenage or high school movie comes out, you kind of feel that there's almost no good idea left, and they just go with the repetitive idea all the time. But this one isn't one of them. This one wasn't one of them when I watched it, and it has this new theme. And these two kids, Stacy and Lydia, that they always dream about having this very cool bar mitzvah, but this kid, this little boy, comes in between them, and this high school problems and all of these stuff, they just get in the way and put these two in a situation where they find the true meaning of friendship and everything else. So that's also a very good movie with plenty of good scenes, plenty of humor, and it's really worth your time. Number 4 is The Burial. It's also based on a true story, and Willie E. Gary, it's an unconventional lawyer, and there's this other guy, Jeremiah Joseph O'Keefe, which is a funeral homeowner, and they get in a court fight with these big companies, this big corporate behemoth that they just want to just take over all these little companies, but they want to fight. And Mr. O'Keefe wants to fight, and Willie E. Gary wants to help him. They get in this very complicated court fight with these big companies, and it's a really fun movie to watch. The next one is The Artifice Girl. You may not have heard of it because it didn't seem like a very popular movie when I watched it, but it was also a very effective movie because we had all this buzz, we had all these sensational stuff about artificial intelligence this year, with the chat GPT, with everything else coming on. We had all these talks, and then this movie came out, and it's about artificial intelligence and a very specific type of artificial intelligence. This special agents, they find that this kid is working on a very special type of artificial intelligence to kind of trap these online predators that create problems for young kids, and they trap those people. And then it gets into this complicated situation where the AI is developing, and the developer himself, he is trying to bring the AI close to AGI, which is like artificial general intelligence, and things become really complicated. And then just they see the potential and the incalculable powers that AI can have if they get to their full potential. But the way the conversations are designed are like so normal, like very organic, very natural. The way that they have discussed AI, because in most of the movies they just discuss so simply about it. They talk about it as if it's nothing. Like they talk about it as if they're explaining it to a kid or something. But AI is not about that. Like when you are talking about AI, when you are trying to explain it, when you are trying to talk with it, when you are trying to understand or simplify the concept behind it, even the simplest versions of the algorithms behind it are complicated. So this movie, I think they respect the fact that we're talking about AI and not some, simple theory or something. And I kind of love that. The next one is About My Father, which is a comedy, like one of the most hilarious comedies I've seen in a very long time, because I've watched so many comedies, and it's, when you watch too many comedies, stand-up comedies and movies and stuff like that, then it becomes a little harder for you to laugh, you know? Your expectation rises a little bit, and it has to be a really funny movie or a really funny stand-up comedian to make you laugh. And that's why I haven't seen a very good movie that can actually make me laugh from the bottom of my heart. And this was one of them, about my father. And it's played by Robert De Niro and Sebastian Maniscalco. Sebastian Maniscalco and Robert De Niro. And these guys, they rock the movie. They are a father and son. They want to the son wants to marry a girl from a very rich and different family, and the girl invites Sebastian and his father. His name is Sebastian Maniscalco, and his actual name is this, but like his name in the movie is also Sebastian. So the girl invites Sebastian and his father to this trip, to this weekend, to this holiday with her family, and then it just turns into this cultural clash between the two families, and it's so fun to watch this. Like there are so many plots, there are so many cool things that gets opened there, and Robert De Niro, you know, even watching that man acting is fascinating. Let alone letting him be this funny character in this, especially in the movies that he plays in the recent years. They're really good, especially when he plays comedy. Like, have you seen The Intern, or have you seen The War with Grandpa? Those are really cool movies played by De Niro. So if you haven't, go watch them. In my clip, I have other recommendations as well, so don't forget to just go watch the clip, because the stuff that I'm talking about in the clip, there are, footage, and you could just see them visually, and that's way more compelling, and you could just see a lot of other recommendations, because there were like very good, I think 5-6 very good movies that could make the list, but didn't, because these 10 movies were so impressive for me. So I have mentioned those other movies as well. Just check the clip. It's a very short clip, but it's a very fun one. And then you could just get an idea of, visually, you would get an idea of which movies to watch and which to not, because, tastes are different. And number 1 is Oppenheimer. Oh, surely Oppenheimer, because I'm such a Christopher Nolan fan. Everybody knows that, so I'm just going to put it out there. He has done it again, and this time in a spectacular fashion. Oppenheimer is about J. Robert Oppenheimer, the scientist that this other lieutenant general appoints him as the lead scientist to work on a very secret project called the Manhattan Project. It's not a secret now, because if you just say the Manhattan thing, everybody would understand that you're talking about the atomic bomb and the nuclear energy and stuff. So this group of scientists, they go to a very remote place and they just work on this secret project. But there are like a lot of things behind it, because this Oppenheimer, this guy is like a very deep, emotional, like a very understanding person. But he's trying to build this weapon because he doesn't want the Nazis to have it first. But then a lot of things go differently, but still, as you know, they kind of succeed in testing the first nuclear explosion, which changes the course of history. If you have read the Sapiens book by Yuval Noah Harari, he says in part of that, like one of the most impressive sentences I've ever read in a book. When it comes to that part, he says in 1945, in this date, blah blah, J. Robert Oppenheimer, blasts and explodes a bomb that changes the course of the history, because that was the first time that humans could not only change the course of the history, but they could end it. So that's when you are saying that this thing changed the history, this thing changed the history, they may have changed the history, but this one actually did. So this is a really important movie about this very deep, emotional, understanding, intelligent, unique individual, which is Robert Oppenheimer, and he has to live with the consequences of his invention. So go watch it. Like, it's good on every level. The music just captivates you. The sound effect. I just want to say that do not watch it in a computer. Do not watch it on your phone. Do not even watch it on your TV. Go to an IMAX theater and watch it there. I watched it in an IMAX. I watched it on a computer. I watched it on my phone. Nothing compares to the theater. It's nothing. It's just totally worth your while. Nolan says it. Nolan insists a lot on the audience on the fact that the audience should just go and watch it in theater because it's made for the theater. The way that the sound sounds in the theater is like crazy different with what you watch on the computer. So just go get a TechEd if you can and watch it on the biggest screen possible. Not even on a simple, ordinary theater. You should watch it on the IMAX theater. That was my top 10 movies of this year. If you have any other ideas, if you have any other movies in mind that you could tell, just tell me right now on the comments. I want to just know. I want to know what kind of movies you guys watch. I want to talk about them. So let me know which movies you thought could make this list, but they haven't. Have a very good day. Have fun.